Iran's chief nuclear negotiator at the Vienna talks told Al Jazeera that Tehran had presented its proposals and the other parties should present theirs.
The proposals tabled by Iran cannot be rejected at all because they are based on the provisions of the 2015 nuclear agreement. And in principle, the countries which are still the participants of the JCPOA, they do not want to ruin the nuclear document. All the sanctions which have been imposed or reimposed under the so-called maximum pressure campaign of the United States, they should be removed immediately.
The U.S. Secretary of State, however, painted a bleak picture of what he suggested was Iranian intransigence and a united international front.
Now we've had this first round of talks since the new government's in. And what we've seen in the last couple of days is that Iran right now does not seem to be serious. We're now in a different place. And even Russia and China are clearly frustrated with what Iran is doing or not doing in these talks.
However, the Russian ambassador appeared relatively unambiguous about the adjournment. There's a technical break at the Vienna talks, which will resume next week, he tweeted. An opportunity for each participant, including Iran and the US, to consult with the capitals and to think how to proceed further, taking into account the positions of other counterparts. The first week of talks confirmed predictions that initially both the US and the new Iranian government would take maximalist positions as they sized each other up. It's clear that Iran feels that, as it was the US who withdrew from the Iranian nuclear deal and then imposed unilateral sanctions, the onus is on Washington to act. The US feels differently, but there are further complications.
Now there's another element, which is the uncertainty about where the United States is going. And that is creating even greater problems, because even if sanctions are lifted today and the deal is revived, European companies are likely not going to go back into Iran until they are feeling far more confident that the new situation is a stable one. And there, the 2024 elections is a major factor.
Still, it is seen as a positive sign that the talks will reconvene next week and there will not be another long hiatus in diplomacy. Rattansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.